ask you, your World Series of Fighting fight with Jake, it's gotten pushed a few times. What's been going on with that?
Just internal stuff, I think, with the company, trying to set the best time frame for the fight. I think they, instead of having 2 small shows, I think they wanted to push back for a big show on New Year's. So it'll be exciting if that happens and that goes through. That'll be awesome. So.
And you said if it goes through. Now it was announced. What are the doubts with that fight happening again?
Well, it's just there are some lawsuit things that come up today, and it makes you question internal operations. But I'm hoping, you know, especially for my case, that everything works out fine, and you know, that's all just normal day-to-day. You know, growth of a company, hopefully.
Yeah, now you had mentioned off camera about the Ali Act possibly passing and how that will kind of change the landscape for MMA. Talk about that.
Yeah, it kind of you know, disrupts the monopolizing of champions, right? So you have guys who win a championship belt for one company, and they're stuck in contract with that company to defend their belt. Well, that's the most valuable that fighter is at that time.
Right.
He should be a free agent. He should be allowed to be a free agent. So one of the things that the Ali Act encompasses is that those champions will be able to go to the free market after winning the belt. If the company wants to keep them, they're going to have to bid for them with the other company. So now you'll get champion versus champion. You won't have to see guys just stuck with one company.
Right. Don't you feel like that's kind of how the business is moving now anyways, that we want to see more of these like super fights than rather rankings within a certain organization?
Yes, and well, the other thing that the Ali Act encompasses is third-party rankings. We should have an Associated Press or somebody who does a global world ranking rather than just organization by organization. Rory McDonald was like 4th in the UFC when he got cut. He shouldn't be dropped off of the rankings because he got cut from one organization. That diminishes his value as a fighter. He can't go out and bid for big money contracts if he's not even ranked anymore.
Right. Well, speaking of Rory McDonald, one of his teammates, GSP, has been talked about being a free agent now. Would you like to see maybe a rematch, GSP? Would you like to see a World Series kind of try and bring him in?
Yeah, if he retired a champ, he could, champion versus champion, a World Series champ. I would be interested in that fight for sure, and I think the fans should be allowed to see those type of fights. It shouldn't be segmented to one company or the other. Boxing is thriving right now. They have a lot of big promotions that do a lot of multi-million-dollar pay fights, and we need more of that type of an atmosphere. We need fighters to be able to support their training, support their families. If you can't make enough money to support your family, you're not going to fight for as long. You're going to have to get a regular job. And that's really killing the sport, and we're missing out on a lot of great prospects because they can't afford to train and break through to making money.
Now, one of the things that might help with something like that is a union, and I know you're heavily involved in which union?
We are the Mixed Martial Arts Fighters Association, and we call ourselves an association because we identify as independent contractors. We want to remain as independent contractors. We don't want to be employees. Unions would typically be one company, one group of people, and we don't want that. We want all the fighters in one group, kind of like SAG is, the Screen Actors Guild.
Right.
You know, you have actors from all over the world who are part of this organization, this union, so to speak, and they have multiple production companies who bid on them to work for their production companies. It would be similar with fight promotions bidding on fighters to get the people, the talent to work for them.